gotta say, this is the first time all season I am like wearing this scarf. I love this scarf. I got it last year and I don't even think I've worn it outside in public. I usually just wear it at home. It's by B Yellowtail, indigenous luxury female-owned brand. Luxury pieces, but also affordable pieces too. I've wanted to support her since I found out about her. She's a model from, I believe, the Lakota. This is like the actual pattern, more of a piece of it I made. Oop. Anywho, I literally just posted this new post on my Substack. It's this post. I thought, why not just make this a video, super quick to get out there, edit. Y'all, there's so much in the pipeline and I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl who's a multi-hyphenate. Today's post on Substack, it's titled Tests Around Being Seen, Full Moon in Taurus, Reflections, DC during the government shutdown, manifesting travel, pushing past projections, limiting beliefs, and intentionally moving with hope and love. So it's been a little bit of a minute since my last post on YouTube and on Substack. And ya sé, pero like, I post when it feels right. And I'm still trying to post more to find community, y'all. And give or take, it's a process. I'm learning, I'm going, I'm excelling, I'm achieving, I'm falling, I'm going, you know, it's a process. Anywho, here's the first picture from the article at Nuevo Mexico in Brooklyn. Had dinner there with my family. The spicy lengua tacos with the pineapple salsa. Fire. My energy has been pulled in so many directions lately. And honestly, I've been practicing letting life move through me instead of trying to control it, you know? So if you haven't seen me on any platform recently, whether it be on Substack, YouTube, on Instagram, I've been busy. I've been traveling, grounding, attending industry events, just overall giving myself the space to meet whatever comes up. Case in point, literally just yesterday, right as I was about to walk into my voting location, and yes, I am currently celebrating that we flipped our southern state blue, and this was not intentional, but blue, multiple historic wins across all categories. Right as I was about to walk into my polling location, I got a surprise text. A brand new refrigerator was being delivered in less than an hour. Yay? So yeah, a new refrigerator, which I had no idea actually needed to be replaced. Ours was working okay. I mean, like, she was struggling a bit, but she was still working, you know? This new device was about to be dropped off and my entire household was left scrambling. We were literally all either out or just busy at that moment in time. So now, was this a manifestation? Technically, yeah, a little bit. New devices, updating the home is always a great thing for me. I always appreciate that. That's a part of my authentic code. But did it need to jump scare the way that it did to come through? Child, I don't know, but that was a hell of a test on a day that was already just like a lot. There was no warning, no real time to prep, just pure, let's see how grounded you really are, boo, type of energy from the universe. I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. Like, spoiler alert, it all worked out. Thankfully, there wasn't actually a need to rush things around because when we started communicating, people got back to us and were like, oh yeah, we're sorry at short notice, take your time. It all worked out. Moments like that have been popping up. Tests that come in slightly unexpected ways, like jump scares, very in line with spooky season. You know, a quick boo. Did I get you? You good? Okay, cool, let's keep going. So whether it's through unexpectedly loosening relationship hopes, seeing my bank account start to dip right as people around me are in fear of not having enough, or are in fear of just like not having control of what's going on in their own pockets. By the way, definitely mentioning the DC government shutdown. Like about 80% of the DC metropolitan area are affected by this shutdown because we're government workers. This is a land of government workers. Between all of that, I somehow managed to manifest a lot, like this trip to New York, new forms of abundance, an unexpected check coming in, a nearly free plane ticket. Mind you, first class plane ticket, nearly free, because of things that I did in the past, aka stacking up miles and points on airlines during my corporate days. Also, I got an invite for new travel accommodations for an upcoming thing that I might be doing. Might be in Texas soon. We'll see. Starting this section off with a picture of me from the TVM How to Manifest book tour's first stop in New York City, in front of their iconic mirrors that they have at their events that have amazing, beautiful affirmations. This season has felt like a crash course in staying grounded while being seen, literally. So from finally attending my first DC Design Week ever, which was fire, by the way. If you're watching this and I met you from there, hello. To traveling and connecting with expanders and community in New York City on the TBM book tour. That was really fun and really cool to be part of. So both being events that I honestly wasn't even sure I was going to be able to attend. Now, if you remember DC Design Week, I was out for most of DC Design Week because I got injured and I was only able to attend the last few days of the events that they had for the week. I was recovering and I needed rest and healing time. And then going to New York, like, I've always wanted to go to New York in the fall since I was a teenager, specifically because I got really into Billie Holiday and she has a song called Autumn in New York, and that's what the book tour ended up being, and it all worked out. And I know, when it comes to being seen, if y'all have been around here seeing my journey, I've shared about this before. But as these tests continue to come up around being seen, they're more nuanced. They hit from different angles, different forms, different ways, different directions, projections. One isn't exactly like the other, but you can still sense the pattern of it, the aftertaste of the previous experience or memory, if you will. Over the past couple of months, I decided to challenge myself to post whatever feels right when it feels right in the middle of all the lock-in content pushing. As I've come to understand, that's not quite for me. Nothing against it, it's just, it's not for me. You know, I need to do what feels right. That also includes building a new routine. So mostly I've been planning and posting around lifestyle content, which as a designer, you might be questioning, well, why are you doing that? Shouldn't you be posting about design? You're supposed to post about your work, right? You're supposed to post about your process. Well, the thing is, everything is interconnected. The behind the scenes content that I post is content that feels real, that is light and creatively free, that feels like a bit of an escape. And it's actually kind of funny how that alone, posting lifestyle content alone, can stir up old fears and projections as they play out in real time of not being enough, not doing enough, or doing too much. So here I've inserted a picture from one of my most recent posts, The Art of Showing Up, even when you don't feel 100%. What DC Design Week taught me about creative resets. I've had people say to me after I've asked for advice, if you want more clients, post more about your business. Which, I mean, yeah, totally, I get it. But the truth is, my business is me, right? I've come to understand that me, right now, I want to show up and speak about my work indirectly and directly. Here I've inserted a sneak peek at a post that I'm working on and will be out soon. I am currently, right now actually, booking into the new year for different businesses and different price points that they can actually work with. With this post that I will be putting out there, I'll be giving them a sneak peek at a couple of visual directions for current and past projects. Give a little taste, you know. This idea is coming from a beautiful mixture of research and feedback from past clients and almost clients. It's also just a UX reaction, which, by the way, UX is just user experience. It's just that internal reaction that I have from years of doing this, seeing what's going on in the world and adapting to work with it so that my client and their customers actually feel good about wanting to work with me. It's a reflection also of the lessons that I've learned of my first year in business and what I've seen and heard from people that I've talked to who wanted to work with me, or I would just ask them questions about, well, what is something that you would be interested in doing if you had X, Y, or Z? Overall, my goal is to ensure that if someone wants to collaborate with me, if someone wants to work with me as I'm their designer, as I'm their strategist or their creative director, or if they just want to have a consultation with me, if they just want to work through whatever creative problem is like on their mind right now, my mission is to ensure that if someone wants to collaborate but they feel stuck, that there are options available that can support both of us. Definitely also considering the option of clients putting down deposits for future collaboration. So a deposit would save a spot for a client for multiple months, and it gives them time to get their finances ready, plus more time to give them clarity on their vision, which, by the way, if someone asks you, what is your vision for your brand? What is your vision for your business? And you don't really know how to answer that, basically rewrite it to being like, okay, where do I want to go in the grand scheme of things? Anyway, this is important, especially for those affected by the shutdown, the economy, and or if you want to work with me, but you just need a little bit more time. And thing is, I totally get it. No pressure, no rush. So as a designer and strategist, I want people to know me for who I am and what I do, to see my energy, not just my portfolio, which honestly, anyone can see my portfolio, which you can find in my links below and bios and descriptions of my posts, but you can't find my personality everywhere. This is special. I want to use these channels of social media to share my process, my reflections, my intentions, not just because it is strategic, but because it's genuine. And speaking of being genuine, I recently got 2 reminders from 2 amazing people who have been in my orbit for a few years now, a friend and an old mentor of mine who is now a friend. They've seen my growth from my corporate days, struggling to find out who I was as a young creative, to who I am today, on my own. The first reminder that I got is that I am a visionary, and I've always have been, and I am embodying it more day by day. The second reminder I got is that I am incredibly genuine, and my genuine energy will continue to act as a mirror the more that I show up, attracting those who want to support and those who can't look into its reflection. Also with the advice of not attaching to people's reactions, whether they be positive or negative. And receiving these reminders in a mixture of energetic disarray that is just right now in politics in 2025 literally brought tears to my eyes, that I really finally am being seen as more than enough, or rather that I always have been. It's just that some people or situations, they weren't able to hold the vision to support me. And that's okay too. So whether I've been deeply interested in solving a problem, or excited to see someone manifest something into their lives that's exciting and amazing, or if I've cried tears of sorrow and joy listening to someone's story of where they used to be, grieving through that process and finally stepping into a new chapter, still every time I decide to be me, to be authentic, to be genuine, and to be fully seen in my authenticity. When this does come up still to this day, when I decide to make these steps, old narratives and limiting beliefs whisper, am I too much? Am I too visible? Or am I just being off-brand? And then on top of that, I catch people projecting, leaving questionable comments, sending strange DMs, teasing me, instigating me just to see if they can get something out of me. People around me judging others online for just showing up, or just subtle energy shifts that remind me how much scarcity and self-criticism can still hang in the air and in your subconscious, even when you may think it's not there and that you've already worked through it. When these things come up, whether it be in-person projection or just like instigating whatever it is, trying to rile something out of me, it's like life is asking, will you stay grounded in your truth even when others can't see it yet? And I gotta say, in the most manifesting generator fashion, hell yeah, dude. And keep it coming. My reframes and what these experiences teach me. This is a picture of me visiting a cafe to grab a latte outside of Central Park. It was a honey lavender latte at one of the Capital One cafes there. Each of these moments, no matter how annoying or uncomfortable, has been showing me something I've been ready to master and let go of, including the little dangling pieces from the past that's still trying to keep coming on. So, reframing. Reframe 1. When I post what feels good instead of what performs, I've realized I'm proving to my subconscious that it's safe to be authentically myself. And literally you can see this with one of my last YouTube videos that I posted. It is my highest performing, highest engaged ever YouTube video that I've ever posted. And it was filmed months ago, back in July, and it came from such a genuine and authentic place. And I put things in there that I wasn't even sure if I should put because they were so true and deep to my soul and to my being, to what makes me me. And I thought, oh my God, what if this, you know, what if and all the bad things that could happen? You know, what if I get dragged for some reason? Girl, I don't know why, but that is one of the most authentic and genuine videos that I've ever posted on here. It was relatively short, full of true information that was actual manifestation happening in real time, and I wanted to share it with you guys. It was alchemy, and I'm saying alchemy in the way of taking the stuff that was bad in my life and making something good out of it. I turned lemons into lemonade, actually, and it worked out, and you guys can do it too. This was my story. It might not work exactly like it did for me for you, but like, you never know. Posting what I want to post, whether it performs or not, it allows me to be myself. It allows me to be authentic, and it allows me to show up as myself, which builds confidence in being reliable in myself, self-trust. And that self-trust will translate out into actual trust, into the real world with other people. The more you show up, you know? By the way, I mentioned this reliability factor in one of my previous posts titled Turning Down a Job That No Longer Aligns. I'll leave it in the description. That was interesting because literally this job that no longer aligned was offering me, literally it was like basically a copy and paste from my last job to a new job in an industry that was a luxury industry in an area of the city that I have been wanting to work in for so long, that had a salary that was 120K to 150K. Literally, I could do the work in my sleep if I wanted to. But did I want to retrace those habits and those paths? No. So I turned it down. And they contacted me twice. Crazy. Anyway, leave that in the description. Reframe 2. When I hold my calm, I am learning that grounded energy is stronger than chaos. So when someone close to me had a tough moment recently, and I stayed calm enough to support her without losing myself, that was huge growth, not just for me now, but for little me, for my inner child. It showed me that I can stay centered in love, even while old patterns are trying to play out, attempting to make me feel like the world is happening to me, you know. That's also another mindset shift that I've been going through, is Instead of saying everything's happening to me, to my loved ones, things are happening and I have the ability to say, is it happening to us? Is it happening to me? Or is it happening and can I say there's a way to get out of it? And I truly believe that these tests are not punishments, that they really are just mirrors and doorways, as if they're asking, are you ready to embody what you've been calling in? Are you ready to see the doorway is actually open? You just have to feel safe enough to walk through it. And once again, hell yeah, I am. I'm just working on it bit by bit, healing, recovering, grounding. Anywho, today is November 5th, the full moon in Taurus, and it feels like the perfect checkpoint. Taurus energy is all about rootedness and luxury, self-growth. Venus, which happens to do with today's full moon, is in Libra. That's its home territory. It's that extra touch of being at home, being rooted in softness, harmony, and it reminds me that abundance doesn't have to come from pushing. It comes from presence, beauty, balance, and trust. So my integration, allowing myself to be seen softly, and here's a picture of me back in my office, here, getting ready for something coming out this holiday season, and I'm wearing my favorite top by Blue Salt. I'm somewhere between surrender and becoming. Tired sometimes, anxious at other times, but happy and excited to see what plays out. I'm realizing that alignment isn't about controlling outcomes, it's about allowing myself to flow with what's already aligned and what's coming into focus. I don't need to overprove, overwork, or overexplain, though I am a talker. I just need to keep showing up as I am, creative, intuitive, multidimensional, and let that be proof I've been enough. I've been on. Design is storytelling. At least that's what I believe. And this season is teaching me that life is design too. We are constantly prototyping and iterating and refining, learning how to build something beautiful out of what feels messy. So if you're also in the season of being seen, tested, or stretched, I hope this brings you comfort. You're not behind. You're in the process of becoming, and you're definitely not alone. A place to reflect. Some journal prompts. Where in your life are you being asked to stay rooted while everything around you shifts? And what might it look like to let that process soften you instead of harden you? So anyway, if my writing, reflections, or stories have ever grounded or inspired you, consider supporting this space for $5 a month. And by this space, I mean my Substack. Since as of right now on my YouTube, I don't have the membership ability, you can go to my Substack and become a paid subscriber. It helps me keep creating intentional and heart-led work for you guys, and you'll get access to more behind the scenes in the paid Substack community. It's a community that all of my paid subscribers get to chat in. I get to share what's going on in my life, give you updates. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, we can talk about it on there. It also gives you access to early sneak peeks at what's cooking and have a bigger hand in shaping the posts that I give out to you guys. Either way, thank you for being here. Your energy, your intention, you just taking the time to stay the entire video. That's what this space is all about. Anyway, check out a previous video of mine that I can put here, or if you're interested in reading a bit more about what I do on Substack, go ahead and check out one of my previous posts, getting into my September bag, cozy meetups, coffee recipes, healing, and painting again. And go ahead and stay up to date with my journey on socials. I'll put all my links below. Yeah, all right. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl who's a multi-hyphenate. Yes, I can edit, which, by the way, PSA. Yeah. For those of y'all who have found their way to my email, if you want to support me and help me, please study up. Please get to know who you're pitching to. Plain business advice. Do not pitch to someone that you do not authentically want to support, that you do not authentically understand their brand. If it's not your audience, if you're really just trying to sell a service, just to sell a service, I'm not the one. God bless, and I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you find the right clients, but I'm not the one. But if you genuinely want to support me, if you genuinely want to help me with my delegation of tasks, amazing. I will keep you on my roster. And I've said that to several people before, because I will need an editor soon. And if you genuinely want to support me, if you're a brand or a business or a solopreneur, freelancer trying to get your work out there, or actually wanting to support what I bring to the table, appreciate my brand and want to offer me, position me in a new way, a new light that is aligned with where I'm going, which you can see where I'm going in the things that I post and share, go ahead, send me an email, send me a DM. But yeah, okay. All right.